Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It's January 20th, 2000.
That was such a pathetic, hey, what's up? So, guys, I have something going on with my voice today. I apologize that I sound like, I don't know, like I'm going through the change.
Yeah, exactly. Sound like a teenage boy.
Right.
Like Peter Brady.
But we're gonna make it through this. I can talk, and that is the important part.
Yeah. It is good that you can talk.
You're like, damn it.
Well, you know, Carol, I only use you because I like you.
The fuck?
That's the name of this episode. I'm using you because I like you.
Okay. Got it.
Which I don't know what that refers to. I don't know if that's supposed to refer to Dylan and Gina, if that's supposed to refer to the nanny, if that's supposed to refer to Noah.
I think it's Noah and Dylan being used by those outlier people.
Maybe.
I don't really know.
I guess. I don't know. It's
They really reach with these episode
really
titles.
do. Yeah, they do. But whatever. I mean, I have no energy left to think about their titles. The show has beaten me down, everyone. We're like rounding the final stretch, and suddenly they're doing like nostalgia, kind of almost like where like one of the big storylines is Kelly looking at a picture of all of them and being like, "Oh, I remember this. I remember this picture. I remember when we were all together and we cut Brenda out of the picture."
Yeah, Brenda isn't even in the fucking picture.
Yeah, they cut her out.
Ridiculous. You know why? Because Shannon Doherty probably wouldn't let them use her image.
Maybe, or maybe they're just like that's how petty they are.
I guess. The whole thing's dumb.
Yeah.
But it was not a big storyline. Come on now.
No, I didn't say it was a big story. I just said one of the storylines is about how she's like, I need to move on. It's her emotional arc for the episode.
Yeah, she's talking about how everybody's growing up and moving on, and so she needs to do the same.
Yeah, because they're like Donna is going to sign a 3-year lease on the place in the mall.
Or hey, wear this.
Now wear this.
Or now wear this.
Now wear this!
Such a stupid name for a store.
Yeah. I never see anybody in there either. Like, there's just, like, rarely there's some customers in there, but they don't. Place isn't packed. How much money is she really making off that store?
I don't think she needs to make money. I think she just mooches off her parents and pretends to make her own way in the world.
Probably, yeah. That's what it seems like most of them are doing.
Yeah.
You know, all the grown-ups. But, yeah, so she's signing a 3-year lease, and Kelly is contemplating whether or not she's going to sign the lease as well.
And then, like, she fucking does, but then by the end of the episode, she's like, oh, I've got to talk to Donna. You already signed it, and she already put it in the fucking mailbox, so what are you talking about?
And I don't understand, like, I don't know. The whole thing's weird. Like, so she signs the lease, that means that, well, I know it means she's responsible for it, too, but it's like, does she really, I don't know. It's just, I get that it, like, metaphorically ties her to the store, but it doesn't literally tie her to the store. What financial stake does she have in the store? Does she own part of that store?
I don't know.
Is she paid like an employee? Does she get health insurance?
Oh, I doubt that.
I want to know what's going on.
I don't care. I don't care enough anymore about the details of their lives. I truly just don't.
We don't care, so you don't have to.
I mean, almost all of them are in business for themselves. I'm thinking about this. Like, Matt is in business for himself.
Well, he's a lawyer, so yeah, he's a sole proprietor.
Donna and Kelly are in business for themselves.
Correct.
Steve and Janet are in business for themselves.
Yeah, they own the paper or whatever.
Dylan's independently wealthy.
Right.
Who is left? Just Gina, who works for Matt?
Gina, who works for Matt, and Noah.
And Noah, who's also independently wealthy.
He sort of.
Or, well, he owns the After Dark.
And he owns the
So
After
he
Dark?
also is in business. None of them have boss. This is the most unrealistic part of the show.
Yeah.
None of them have to answer to anyone.
Except for Gina.
Yeah.
And David, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
David,
what the fuck does he do?
He works at the radio station.
Does he? Does he?
Yes.
He was.
Yes, that show.
He did, and it was in the After Dark, but we never see him there anymore.
Well, it's just because they don't want. They have no storylines they want to do with it right now. But he's still doing it.
All right.
He's still doing his.
So
thing.
he has a boss, too.
Yeah, he has a station manager he answers to.
So him and Gina.
That's it.
Poor souls.
They're the only two that labor for a paycheck. Everyone else makes their own money in the world. That's what happens when you start from the ground up. You pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You take a tiny $4 million loan from your parents. See what you can do with life. That's
Right.
That's how it goes. Anyway, where do you want to start? We've got Dylan and Gina and the hangers-on. We've got Matt and his stupidity. We've got the Losers Club, and not the interesting Stephen King It one,
Right.
but two people that I think eventually are going to hook up.
Yeah, okay, let's start there. So Donna and David
Yeah.
are hanging out
Yes, they are.
and, like, calling it the Losers Club because they can't get dates.
Right. Two
So-
attractive people in Los Angeles that can't find dates.
Who used to fuck hanging out, eating junk food together? Come on. Like, just do it already.
At one point, she mentions how Noah doesn't really talk to her and stuff like that. He's like kind of avoiding her, and Kelly mentions how Dylan is kind of avoiding her and everything because she's like, well, that's one of her things too. She's like, are we all gonna be friends forever or whatever? Like this whatever bullshit.
She's like, Dylan made it perfectly clear he doesn't want anything to do with me.
And I'm
he
like,
did.
oh, X is acting like X is weird.
Right? Yeah. Generally speaking, when you break someone's heart, they don't like to be reminded of that pain by seeing you.
Yeah.
That's how life works.
Exactly. But these two exes are hanging out together and watching
they're
movies.
Bestest friends.
Yeah, it's weird. And they're talking about who they're going to try to get hooked up with and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of like sexist stuff going on here. They're saying to Matt, like, oh, Matt, hook us up with somebody, like, play matchmaker or whatever. And Donna's like, find me a cute lawyer, Matt. And David's like, you don't know a cute, like, girl in the steno pool or whatever? Like cute women can't be lawyers, too.
Yeah, but he did know a cute lawyer.
Well, I mean, I don't know that. I'd say she's cute, but she was...
You don't think she's cute?
She was fine looking.
Yeah, Matt manages to hook David up with a date, not Donna.
Right.
Donna gets her own date.
Yeah, somewhat by accident.
This blonde dude walks in.
He looks like someone ate Casper Van Diem.
I don't know who that is.
If Casper Van Diem was on the show before, but he's Rico from Starship Troopers. We watched Starship Troopers.
Okay, I don't know who Rico is.
The main character, the blonde guy.
Okay.
The one that was in love with Denise Richards.
I can't picture him, but I believe you.
All right.
Okay. So, yeah, he looks like, a surfer dude, but he's wearing a suit. So,
But he's big. He's got like a giant neck. Looks
Yeah,
like he wanted
he's a
to be a
big dude.
bodybuilder or something like that. I don't know.
he's a big dude. That's
That's why I said he looked like someone ate Casper Van Diem.
Okay.
That's the joke.
I'm sorry I stepped on your fucking joke. And Gina and Donna are both in there and, like, making eyes at him, and he looks straight at the camera and asks if he,
Says, and says, thanks for welcoming me, 90210 viewers.
No, he says, hey, I know this may be forward, but can I take you out tonight? And we just know it's Donna, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's because, well, Gina immediately is like, oh, she's free. She's so free.
Yeah.
Her vagina is a cave.
So that's how she gets her date, and then he stands her up.
And
And
because he he comes in later and he's like, "Oh, when my meeting ran late." He's some like tech dude, like internet tech guy.
Business though too.
Yeah, well, he's like he has a business that he made or whatever with friends of his, and it's like he's like, yeah, people are like gonna buy it or whatever. Like it's something like that. He's talking about deals and shit like that and everything. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's like, my meeting ran late, and then my sprinklers came on, and they destroyed the card with your number on it.
Yeah, and she's all pissed. She won't even hardly look at him, but he gives her the spiel and shows her the card, so then she believes him.
I don't understand why this even happened. I mean, I guess maybe just to show that he is busy a lot, or a liar, or what? I don't know. But like this it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the fact
that's true.
The fact that he missed their first date does not matter.
No, because they have a second date.
Yeah.
And then during the second date, a woman walks up and slaps him in the face and calls him a lying cheater. And then we find out the woman is his wife.
Yeah.
So
turns out he's married.
So then Donna hits him twice. 3 slaps in the face.
Yeah.
His face is not red. That's the most like unrealistic part.
Well, what happens beforehand is they're like at the after dark or whatever. And this is what I thought the problem was going to be. He's like, "Hey, can I kiss you?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And so he goes in to kiss, and then he gets a page. That's how they met. He got paged, but his cellular phone died or whatever, so he needed to use their phone. And he's like, he goes in for a kiss and he gets a page, and he doesn't finish the kiss. He's like, "Oh, no, the sound of electronics. I have to stop everything I'm doing." And he looks, and he's like, "Oh, I got to make this phone call or whatever." And I thought he's talking about business the whole time and everything, that they're on this date. And I thought that was going to be the problem, that she was going to be like, "Oh, he's so busy and he's so into business, and business is his real wife or whatever, and he's not going to pay attention to me, so this is not going to work out." But, like, I don't know. That's just a little bit of character juice they give him. I don't know.
I guess we're just supposed to, I mean, they needed to give him some kind of personality. He seems like he must have money, and she likes money, so that would make sense.
So, anyway, yeah, what ends up not working out is that he's married. And, like, he's just standing there like, "Oh."
Aw, shucks.
Yeah, exactly. He just looks like, "Oh, no, I got caught." So, and maybe he does this a lot. I don't know.
Maybe his wife was following him, so she's obviously suspicious.
Right. Now, David's date or whatever doesn't work out either, but for different reasons. I guess we'll talk about that when we talk about Matt, but I'll set it up real quick. Because he's talking to Donna about the date. She's clearly very jealous. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Yeah, she's beautiful, and she's a lawyer. She graduated at 23, and she surfs."
Donna's like, "Dork."
Yeah, she surfs every morning and stuff, and like all this.
Who's that perfect? Come on.
I don't know. And although surfing to me doesn't mean like, oh, great. Like that doesn't attract me.
But I mean, that means that she's athletic. So she's athletic, she's smart, she's pretty, she's the whole package.
Right. And he says she wasn't ready when he got there. So she goes, he says, "She sat me on the couch, put the game on, and gave me a beer and said she'd be ready in a minute." And Donna's like, "Say you're in love."
He's like, basically.
"Yeah, beer and football. I'm a guy."
Stupid.
But yeah, so
you would have loved that too, though.
Things wouldn't work out. What?
Being sat in front of a game and handed a beer while you're waiting?
I guess.
You like football. You like beer.
Sure.
You don't love beer.
Yeah.
I don't think David loves beer either.
I don't know. Does David love football? I've never heard him talk about it.
Yeah, true. Who knows?
I've heard Steve talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. So then I guess we can talk about Matt's storyline now.
Wait, but why doesn't it work out with him and the lawyer lady?
That has to do with Matt.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't remember why.
Oh, I remember why.
So Matt is an idiot.
Yeah.
And he is on suspension and not supposed to practice law for 30 days.
Right. There's some guy, like a janitor, I believe they said, that works at the mall or whatever, that they know. And Donna and Kelly are like, can you talk to him? Because he used to work at this food company and like some crates fell on him and he's hurt because of it now. And like he needs some legal advice. So Matt, who cannot practice law, is like, sure, I'll talk to him or whatever.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, dude? Just say no. Just say no.
He talks to him in his office, and he's like, hey, do you know what the statute of limitations are? And he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, it's the amount of time you have to file a suit. And it's a year, and that will be up in 2 days. So he says he calls dozens of lawyers looking for someone to take this guy's case, and he can't find anyone. Come on. Seriously?
Well, like he pointed out, it's like the settlement they end up with is $10,000, and it's Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
So it's not the kind of money that they're interested in.
Well, and that's the thing is the guy is like, oh, I had this crooked lawyer that was like, if you pretend like you can't work, then I'll get us both paid for life.
Yeah, we'll both be able to retire.
And I would have been like, yeah, sure, cool.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Come on. You wouldn't commit fraud for money.
No, of course not. For legal reasons, of course I wouldn't do that. But this guy apparently is the embodiment of sainthood on earth. Because he's like, I didn't want to do that. I just want enough money to pay my medical bills. My back really hurts and whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, we don't see this, but he ends up taking the case. And because he said at first he's like, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't take the case. And he's like, yeah, sorry. Look at what sorry got me. That's what the food company said too. So I guess that works on Matt's. And he tells Kelly, he's like, yeah, there's going to be an arbitration or whatever. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, you're going to get shit canned. And he's like, well, an arbitration isn't like a trial. It's like really informal and everything, and it'll be all right.
Yeah, he's an idiot. So then his friend, the lawyer who he set up with David.
Yeah. See, David let it slip on their date that Matt was working with this janitor guy. And she was like, I'm on the ethics committee for the bar association. And I heard this, and if you do this, then I'm going to have to report you. Don't put me in that position or whatever.
And he ignores her warning and does it anyway.
Yeah, and he gets $10,000 for the guy. And then apparently 3 lawyers were calling for recommendations from the food company?
No, not lawyers. Other employees that worked with this guy are calling, asking for lawyers to help them get a settlement too.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
They're asking for recommendations for a lawyer.
Because that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. No, that other people that work there also want to sue now.
Okay. I get it now. And so she's like, so I heard about all this because I made sure I heard about it or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why she's suddenly everywhere.
Right.
But she's like, I'm going to have to report you.
So then we get in exposition later when he's talking to Kelly that, he's suspended for an additional 30 days.
Yeah.
Big slap on the wrist.
Right.
Okay,
that's not that big of a deal. I thought he was going to get disbarred.
For sure. I mean, he's already on suspension and then he practices law.
And then he violates the suspension. What the fuck?
But yeah, they just extended it.
California Bar Association is not very serious, I don't think. Not according to the show. Anyway.
I mean, based on the show that knows nothing about law, sure.
Well, I assume that they consulted real lawyers.
Sure.
You know how Matt's a lawyer that will argue any case ever, no matter what type of law it is. He defends murderers and also does corporate settlements.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He's a personal injury lawyer as well. No specialization needed. So, yeah, he gets an additional 30 days, so who cares? And then David says in exposition, when I found out what she did, that I didn't want to date her anymore, or whatever. So he and Donna end up together at the end of the episode again, renting movies and throwing food in each other's mouths when they should really be throwing their genitals in each other's mouths.
Yeah, they will. They'll get there. I mean, we knew this was going to come.
Yeah.
So what else we got? We got Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan and Noah and Gina. That's where we start the episode, is Gina and Dylan together at a club. And she comes and sits down. She's like, Jennifer Lopez just asked me where I got my shoes from or whatever.
Yeah, she's got 2 apple martinis, by the way, and they look amazing, and I want one. I mean, they're like bright green and the cool cups, like perfect. Anyway.
It's your favorite.
It is. It's my favorite. My favorite drink.
I can make you apple martinis here, but I need to get cool cups.
And like little lemon, like curly cues or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, they do that with a special tool. They just go through the lemon with I can do that. If we get the tool.
I don't really need the lemon.
We just... But anyway, so she sits down and she's like, well, thanks for inviting me here or whatever. And like they go through very painful dialogue to explain that no, they're not together, because it looks kind of like they're together. Mm-hmm. No, they're not together. They're just whatever. And the other hangers-on are also there at this club. And she's like, who the fuck is that woman and everything that's always hanging around you guys? And he's like, I don't know. And she goes, she's drinking a bottle. They each have a bottle of Cristal. And he's like, yeah, I sent it to him or whatever. And like, I invited you here, or whatever. And she's like, wow, that's really nice or whatever. And he's like, it's easy to be. She goes, like, what happened? Why are we getting the nice Dylan or whatever? And he goes, it's easy to be nice when you don't care about somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like, it really felt like he was talking about her too.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, fuck you. And he's like, no, I'm talking about the champagne only or whatever. At one point, she gives him a kiss on the cheek, and he acts like everyone's cat ever. When you give them a kiss, he starts like rubbing at it and stuff like that. And,
yeah.
Like, it's clear he doesn't want their physical contact. Something weird is going on with him.
And then a reporter comes over.
Yeah. And he's like, what a scoop!
Takes their picture and then asks for their relationship status.
Yeah, it's weird.
And, well, it's not that weird to go in a tabloid. They want to be able to say, is this your girlfriend or you date, But
and
he's like,
it's complicated.
Status is unknown.
Right.
And so that's when she's like, okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Which, he was a total ass to her. I don't know why status unknown tips the scale for her, but whatever.
But she keeps saying throughout the episode, I'm not going to let him suck me in, even though she keeps getting sucked in.
She looks at Kelly and she goes, I know you know how he does that.
Right. Yeah, and then Kelly's, I guess they're, I was wondering what we were going to get. We were going to get nice Gina, we were going to get naughty Gina, or whatever they want to do. And I guess we get mostly nice. She's a little snarky, but mostly nice.
Yeah,
Gina,
she's fine this episode.
But yeah, so she completely reverses course the next day because their photo is in the paper. And there's this woman who used to be her agent, I think, she says.
Yeah, something.
That is opening up a gym. Like I assume a chain of gyms, or maybe just like a very exclusive Beverly Hills gym or something like that. But she's looking for athlete endorsements. And she asks Gina to be one of the athletes to endorse it. And as payment, she'll get a cut of the profits. Which, talk to David Prowse can sometimes be good, sometimes be bad.
Who's David Prowse?
David Prowse played the body of Darth Vader.
Okay.
In the original Star Wars movies. Obviously, famously, James Earl Jones, this is CNN, played the voice. But David Prowse was the bodybuilder that was in the suit.
Okay.
And he negotiated a cut of the movie's profits, but he, instead of saying gross, which is what you're supposed to do, instead of saying the gross profits, he went for net, and because of weird Hollywood accounting, Star Wars movies, even though they, at one point I think all three of them combined were like the most like whatever the highest grossing trilogy of films ever. They've never made a profit, quote unquote. So he's never gotten paid off that deal. He got fucked off that deal.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Wow.
So it's like, as in Gina's situation, you want to be careful when you're negotiating for profits what you're talking about exactly.
Wow.
So anyway, so that's what she's going to get, and she's getting that offer because she was seen in this paper with Dylan. She's seen on the town and everything, and everyone's like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah. So she.
Oh no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so then Dylan invites her to this, like the After Dark is having some big gala or whatever with a New Fresh or something like that. What the fuck were they called?
I don't even remember. Some band I've never heard of.
It's like a dumb boy band.
Like supposed to be, I think, one of those plugs they do.
Yeah. There's special musical guest star. Yeah. New Fresh. Or
whatever.
New something. I don't know.
They're new.
Yeah. But they're not good.
No.
And anyway, so she's like, yes, I'll go to that. So they all take a limo.
They all being her, Dylan, Noah, and the hangers-on.
Yes.
So they're all there at the club.
And they're all
they're all on the way. Limo. Yeah. And somebody pulls out some cocaine.
The woman
who apparently Dylan slept with, but is with Noah.
Yeah, it's weird. So, like, I guess she just gets passed around. I don't know, but like,
she's whatever.
She says something like, she actually is the one that says it too. I'm pretty sure in the limo, in front of everybody, where she's like, "Oh, like we can have sex on your wet bar." Last week we have sex on your wet bar, and this week I'm ma'am or whatever. I don't know what she says. Something like that.
He doesn't even know her name.
Yeah, I know. It's fucked up. But anyway, so she pulls out some cocaine, and he's like, "Oh, no, thank you."
Yeah, put that away. And so then they pull out the champagne, because they're like, well, we got to get fucked up somehow.
Yeah, so then she starts spraying a never-ending bottle of champagne. She starts spraying at everyone.
Like, what a waste of champagne. Come on, people.
Yeah, it's not like you just won the fucking World Series or something.
And she gets Gina drenched in champagne, so Gina no longer wants to go into the club because she doesn't want to be seen looking like a drowned rat.
Yeah.
So instead, Dylan's all nice to her, and he's like, oh, let's just go for a drive. And he does the most dumb thing ever. He asks the limo driver to let them drive the limo. He's like, go get yourself some dinner. And the guy's like, no, I just got this limo. And he's like, I'll give you $1,000. Go get yourself some dinner. He's like, okay. The limo's worth more than $1,000, I'm sure.
And why do you need to drive?
Just have him drive.
Let him, but of course, Dylan needs to drive so that the rest of the plot can happen.
Yes. It was dumb, though.
It makes no logical sense any other way.
They should have figured out a different way. Anyway, they get pulled over because he's speeding in the limo. Mm-hmm. And then his snarky ass, they ask if anybody's in the back, and he's like, no. And they're shining their flashlight in the windows, and he opens the door and is like, go ahead and look. Mm-hmm. And there's cocaine back there because the lady dropped it.
A vial of cocaine. By the way, if you have a vial of cocaine, you know where that is. It's not like keys or your wallet. You have that on you. Like, you don't just leave a vial of cocaine laying around.
I mean, truly, in most of my, I don't think I ever lost my cigarettes. I might have run out, but I don't think I ever lost my cigarettes. Mm-hmm. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're like, oh, wow, that's a lot of cocaine. And he's like, oh. So they get hauled into court. Into jail. He's still on probation. Mm-hmm. So the guy comes in and he's like, hey, I can fucking arrest you right now because you violated your probation. And Dylan's snarky ass is like, why don't you?
Yeah, what an idiot. Did he like jail? I mean,
guess, I don't know.
Jeez.
Maybe there's a side of Dylan we don't know.
Maybe.
That likes jail.
So they say that if they tell them where the cocaine's coming from because apparently they know these hangers on.
I don't know how. I don't even know how they know who they're. Have they been surveilling them? Like,
Right.
how do they know who he's been hanging out with?
But they're offering to cut a deal if he turns in the person who had the cocaine.
Because they've been trafficking $2 million worth of cocaine. Explain this to me. They know that these people are hanging out with Dylan and Noah. They know the exact amount of cocaine that they're trafficking, but they don't know their name? What?
Oh my God, I didn't think about that. Wow.
How?
Yeah, because they're like, get us a name, get us a name.
What and what is a name going to do? Even if you don't know the person's name, you obviously know who it is.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Crazy.
So he's like, okay, I'll get you a name. Give me an hour or whatever. And he goes to Noah and he's like, who did I fuck? And so Noah gives the name up. Sophie, whatever.
It was not Sophie.
It was something, I don't know.
She does look a little like Sophie, though.
Yeah. But anyway, so he gets the name and he gives it to the police. They drop all charges. And then they raid her place. And apparently, I don't know what they said, 2 kilos of cocaine is in the California River.
Yeah, because her brother is waiting in Dylan's apartment or hotel room when he gets back to the hotel, sitting in the dark smoking.
Like it's Deep Throat or something. Come on.
And he's like, yeah, 2 kilos of cocaine went down the drain, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, so I guess Dylan's supposed to be threatened because he was hanging out in the dark.
Does this hotel not have security, by the way?
Right, it's a really nice hotel, and he's got the nicest room.
Yeah. It seems weird to me.
Yeah.
I guess it's the I can get you anywhere, anytime thing. So that's where we leave the episode with that threat.
Well, I think the last thing that happens is Kelly and Matt snuggling on the fucking lawn chair.
Yeah. And him talking about his suspension.
And it makes me mad. The whole conversation makes me mad. Like, she should be more angry at him. Mm-hmm. And he should be less angry at her.
Yeah, I agree. For signing the lease.
He's mad at her for signing the lease with Donna. And she is totally nonchalant about him not being able to practice law for 2 months.
Right.
Okay.
They need money.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the Malibu Barbie dream house. Come on.
Aren't you paying for your ex-wife's sanitarium or whatever?
Oh, my God. Yeah, he's supposed to be. That's very true. Where's that money coming from?
Yeah. I don't know. She's on the street.
Sorry, lady.
But yeah, that is the episode for the week. Carol, tell people where they can get their own vial of cocaine.
We do not hand out drugs, but you can write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com. Mm-hmm. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yep.
And share the tapes with your friends.
I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.